Yeah, so I've been doing stand-up for about 3 months now. I've gotten up on the stage, I want to say, like once a week, sometimes twice a week. Just because the scene is more open in New York, and since living in New Jersey, I can't just keep traveling up and down. I want to say 3 months. I don't do stand-up full-time, but I've probably been up on the stage 8 times.
My name is Aidan Naravane, and this is my creative drive. Well, I've always been a fan of stand-up comedy. Ever since I was young, I would listen to it with my dad. I would watch Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle growing up. So I've always been really into comedy at a young age. Some of my favorite comedians of all time are people like Jim Gaffigan, Louis C.K., Bill Burr, Tom Segura, Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock. Those are just some of my favorite comedians ever that I still listen to their albums today. First open mic I did was the QED in Astoria, Queens. I was super nervous, and what made me finally do it is I just wanted to give it a chance. Figure I'm young enough, might as well try something. And I've always wanted to do it. Here we are now, 4 or 5 months later, still doing it. The feeling before going, I was nervous, but I had this expectation that I would just murder the first time, that I would just be a killer. But then as soon as you step up on stage for the first time, you have that single light right on you and you're holding the microphone. You kind of freeze. You're like, what is going on right now? It was definitely a wake-up call, that something you're not used to. So every time you just get on, you just try to make it easier for yourself. Well, I try to follow an outline. What I used to do, at least the first few times, at least for the past couple months or whatever, I've just gone up and would just riff, just do jokes that I would think of in my head or write them down and go. But now I've been following more of a format where I have an opener. I have 3 topics I want to talk about. Within those 3 topics, I may have 3 jokes, so kind of just break it down, and then have a closer, all in a 5-minute type of span. So my writing process, my creativity process is definitely more organized. I definitely sit down longer, and I concentrate a lot longer on the format and what I'm gonna say and how long do I want each joke to say, rather than just going up and figuring it out. I wouldn't say the same nerve. Each time gets easier, but you still get the jitters every single time. Every single time you're about to get up, you just want to just do well. You want to just survive. You want to get laughs, and you just want to get out of there. And 5 minutes doesn't sound like a long time, but it feels like an eternity. And it certainly has been getting easier, but sometimes it's just still oh my God, 5 minutes just seems like forever. I sometimes feel like I have weird and twisted thoughts, and we're all like that. We all have weird, twisted thoughts. But when you go to a comedy venue, you expect that person, whoever you're going to see, to relieve you of everyday stress and everything like that. And if they say something that resonates with you, then you know that as an audience member that you're not alone. So I feel like when I go up on stage and I tell a certain joke or whatever that I think is in my head or something that I observe in the world, and that gets laughs, then I know that I'm not crazy, that other people feel the same way.
Mm-hmm. And what continues to drive you to keep going down this road of stand-up comedy, to keep writing jokes, to keep getting there for the open mics? Deep down, if you were to tell somebody, is it a passion, a dream, a career you're seeking?
It's definitely a career I'm seeking. Not specifically in just stand-up comedy, but in comedy in general. Whether it's also making, sketches, whether it's writing more comedy, or whether it's still just doing stand-up, any avenue of comedy there is, I really explore. I really want to be in the creative realm of comedy. So whether it's writing, whether it's doing sketches or skits, or stand-up comedy, really doesn't matter to me. I just want to be in the arena and being able to just play the game of comedy. My creative drive is that, you know, if people love what I do because I'm myself and I put my creativity out there, that's amazing, because I do not want to have a job. I want this to be my job. I just want to do comedy, do what I want to do, and like just getting up at like in the morning and having to drive to like a 9 to 5 just sounds terrible to me. I would hate that. So, I mean, this is definitely a career path that I'm definitely looking forward to. Creativity is important to release yourself from the everyday struggle. So that's what I'm hoping to gain from this. I want to say that I'm comfortable and I want to be proud of where I am by the end of this decade. In comedy, it really takes a while, specifically in stand-up comedy, it takes a very long time for people to get recognition. So definitely, you know, this is the start of 2020. By 2030, I want to be in a very comfortable spot. I want to be happy with where I am, and then just keep pushing forward from there, then look forward to the next decade. But during this next 10-year span, there's a lot to do, and which I'm very much looking forward to. I'm willing to put in this work because I know that it's a patience game. I don't want to, I mean, it'd be nice to just have overnight success, but that rarely happens. I know that you got to have patience. It's a slow game, which is why I'm excited for the process. Usually, you know, we don't have patience nowadays. We have everything quick. Everything is just fast to us, so we want that immediate gratification. But it's something that I want to do. I know that I have to have the patience, and I just have to keep working for it. So I know that, and I'm looking forward to it. Just do it. Just whatever you want to do, whatever you feel you do creatively, just do it. I mean, it's easy to just get sucked up in the stresses of life and feel like the world is heavy on your shoulders, but if you just release all judgments of yourself, then it allows you to be who you are.
Mm-hmm. So what does creativity mean to you?
Creativity means not caring what people think. I'm Aidan Naravane, and this is my creative drive.
Thank you so much. It's awesome.
Sir?